Hey, it's Mike here, and today Ariana Grande is under attack for her vegan diet with the accusation that she's in end stage or late stage veganism, which comes with the narrative that all vegans fail due to health eventually.
The internet's chatter is that Ariana is at the end stage veganism, which has been a recipe for controversy. Is this dedication to her diet worth the toll that it might be taking on her health? Fans don't think so.
So we're gonna look at the actual data on ex-vegans and why they quit, as well as a little bit about Wicked, which is the movie that she's in, and all the noise about her diet and her body mass index, essentially. I'll talk about that in the most respectable way I know how. It's hard to talk about, period. But you guys requested this. It's in the spotlight to some degree, and we do have her direct response as well, which I will show some of. Let's just go. Really quick fun fact, half of you guys who are subscribed and hit the notification bell, I love you, have not actually enabled YouTube notifications. So if you want to hear about new videos, you know what to do. Anyway, the video that covered this is titled Ethan Slater, which is her boyfriend, speaks out about Ariana Grande's weight loss, in parentheses, fans are worried. This is from a channel which is an anonymous celebrity commentator that's 2 million subscribers named Anna Oop, which I assume is related to the "and I oop" meme.
I crashed in my back seat for a couple of hours, and I just hit my balls. Oh.
And yeah, Ethan Slater is her boyfriend, also co-star in Wicked, that ginger character, also the SpongeBob musical star. Anyway,
Ariana's Broadway boy toy allegedly feels helpless watching Ariana's health deteriorate, according to a close source, that is. Apparently, Ethan doesn't get why everybody is so focused on this movie when Ariana clearly needs help.
though she goes on to say that that claim is unsubstantiated, so this is like typical gossip celebrity crap, which I generally don't worry about at all, but you know, it's making the headlines. And again, she said end stage veganism. What does that even mean? Well, I think the term late stage or end stage is just popular right now with like late stage capitalism, etc. Usually it's in terms of like a whole system collapsing, but in this case, they're talking about a personal context, like somebody being at the end of veganism and they're about to quit or whatever.
Ex-vegans online have even said that her look mirrors what they went through before ditching the lifestyle altogether.
And with the added implication that that system has to fail eventually and that all vegans will have to quit due to health. And I just wanted to rebut that really quickly with some data from this Faunalytics survey on ex-vegans. 70% of them did not find health as a major motivator to quit. 30% of them did. So no, it's not inevitable. And some of those other percentages can be summed up as people thinking that no matter what issue it is in your life, it's probably due to veganism. In other words, social reasons, which is very much obvious here what the pressures are. And I will say Ariana has not said that she's like quitting her vegan diet. She hasn't said anything about it, but she is a celebrity and celebrities tend to quit like everything eventually. So I don't put too much stock in celebrities. And all this pressure will certainly be a test to see if she will quit her diet. She's definitely going to get it from a lot of angles. And I will say a similar sort of attack was happening last year on her appearance as well, and she responded to it. Here she is.
I think we should be gentler and less comfortable commenting on people's bodies, no matter what. Because you never know what someone is going through. So even if you are coming from a loving place and a caring place, that person probably is working on it.
She goes on to say that when she was so allegedly healthy looking in the past, the point when people talk about she was actually on all this medication and very unhealthy and eating a very unhealthy diet.
At the lowest point of my life, when I looked the way you consider my healthy, but that in fact wasn't my healthy.
And while the comment section was supportive under her own TikTok, other comment sections on like ET and things like that are basically claiming that she's lying and actually has an eating disorder. Commenters, I hope you're happy. Anyway, with the second round, a recent Wicked-related interview, she said this.
There's a comfortability that people have commenting on that I think is really dangerous. And I think it's dangerous for all parties involved because no one has the right to say.
And back to the other video, the woman implies that her love for the animals could be hurting her health.
Proudly vegan for over a decade, saying her love for animals like dogs, goats, and even seahorses are the reason that she stopped eating meat. And while that's cute and all, the real issue is whether her devotion to have animals started costing her her own health. A fan blatantly wrote, "Sis is out here looking like she's auditioning for The Nightmare Before Christmas live action. Priorities, Ariana." Also, no hate to the vegan community.
And while this video isn't meant to be some vegan purity test. I just have to once again mention that veganism is a lifestyle that is seeking to reduce animal harm. There's a vegan diet, which is all free of animal products, but really, if it's just that, it's mostly just a 100% plant-based diet. And I will say, looking to her history, she first tweeted that she was eating a 100% vegan meal back in 2013. When asked in the past why she went vegan, she said, quote, "I love animals more than I love most people." Not kidding. Very vegan thing to say. And just really quick, well, she has been seen visiting animal sanctuaries. She even has a dog sanctuary. However, a lot of people at dog sanctuaries still eat other animals. Now, there's still been internet sleuth going, hey, we think she's just eating a plant-based diet because, look, she's having this non-vegan throat lozenge for singing, and she's got leather in her car, and she's wearing fur, at least years back. So for the purpose of this video and health claims, I'm probably just going to say that she's eating a vegan diet or a plant-based diet. We can leave it at that. And we will assume that she's been eating this diet from 2013 all the way up until her pretty recent 2024 Hot Ones wings eating spicy video where she is eating vegan wings. And in that video, she does say she eats a plant-based diet, but then in the very next sentence, she says her stepbrother is also vegan, also implying that she is.
Have you discovered the perfect Venn diagram between veganism and Sicilian cooking? And if so, how would you describe your perfect dish?
No, it's so funny because my family always forgets. I don't think they forget. I think they don't want to remember. And my Nona always offers me meatballs. And I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I'm still plant-based and still, I'm sorry, thank you. My brother-in-law, Hale, is also vegan, so we have each other.
So I can't read her mind or whatever, but I also just want to say that I did see Wicked, and I thought it was really well done. Her and her co-star did an incredible job. Perhaps the main part of the plot is animal rescue. Like, this is the most vegan-coded movie ever, despite nobody talking about it. And here's a quote without giving away the context and therefore spoilers from Elphaba, really the main character. Quote, "My heart's desire is to help the animals. Something bad is happening to them and they need you." And everyone's watching the movie, cheering them on, being like, yeah, let's save the animals. And then at the same time, they're like, so if you care to find me, look to the Wendy's line where I'll be eating dead animals. If you don't know Wicked, that probably seemed really weird. Anyway, her co-star who plays Elphaba, Cynthia, is actually on a carnivore diet, and you can see here how much muscle she has. Oh wait, sorry, she also eats a fully plant-based diet? Oh yeah, those are plant-based muscles, and this is a situation where it seems very openly that it's a health plant-based diet. Despite her saying that she's been vegan for about 5 years, it's very clear that she just cut all these animal products out for health reasons, and she ended up feeling the best that way. Very Lizzo pre-quitting answer.
On a serious note, people have gone as far as to question if this plant-based lifestyle is doing her more harm than good. With her noticeably shrinking frame and those frail appearances making headlines, experts have now joined the conversation, and it's not looking pretty.
Oh, are all these plants harming her? So dramatic. Well, we can at least ask what type of vegan diet she eats. Is there any information on that? Well, yes, and even YouTuber Merle O'Neil did a video eating like Ariana Grande, she says, just to see what somebody who has so much money would eat like.
Ariana eats a macrobiotic diet. That means avoiding caffeine, alcohol, nightshades like tomatoes, which honestly I could never do because I'm such a tomato fiend. Also, like making sure you chew your food all the way before you swallow it, only storing your food in like wood or glass and things like that.
And as she mentioned, Ariana allegedly eats a macrobiotic style vegan diet, and with further research, she started that in 2019, or at least it was first reported in 2019, and it was at the behest of her personal trainer, so she was told to eat that way. And yeah, the top negative comment under Merle's video is that Merle is promoting orthorexia and just all this negative stuff. Like, how dare she even show eating that purely without saying how bad it is? But I have my doubts of how much she really truly follows the macrobiotic diet, which generally is whole food centric. It's generally eating a lot of vegetables, whole grains, etc. But yeah, can be weirdly restrictive. Like, for example, you're supposed to avoid microwave ovens or cooking with electricity, like altogether. I really don't think she's following that, and that is especially evidenced by that recent Hot Ones video where she's eating vegan wings, clearly not part of her macrobiotic super pure diet. So she's not super transparent about her diet, but some doctors out there appear to be transparent about how she probably has a protein deficiency from her vegan diet.
One doctor, Dennis Schimpf, a plastic surgeon in South Carolina, straight up suggested that Ariana could be suffering from a protein deficiency. He explained that not getting enough protein can cause muscles to waste away, day, leading to a gaunt appearance, which Ariana's been rocking lately.
Funny how the other actor who eats a fully plant-based diet in Wicked looks like she could kick this guy's butt. Who is this doctor? Yeah, leave it to the Daily Mail to get a plastic surgeon to add nutrition commentary. Dr. Shimp told the Daily Mail, quote, "Vegan diets do tend to have issues with protein, which causes muscle wasting. Often, people who are strict vegans have to take significant protein supplements or add protein powders to their smoothies." Rapid fire for a few studies. This larger study on middle-aged and older individuals found that it was the amount, not animal versus plant protein, that determined muscle mass. We also had that really recent beef industry funded study that clearly set out to prove that plant protein was inferior, stacked all of these incomplete plant proteins against beef, yet found that muscle protein synthesis was the same when fed those plant versus animal proteins. And then we also have this study on working out with plant versus animal protein, and they found that there was no difference in strength or muscle protein synthesis. However, there really was one exercise incline bench that the vegan group had better performance in, statistically significantly better. But the Daily Mail also asked another plastic surgeon, those are the only doctors that they know apparently, who actually did disagree with the suggestion that Ariana's appearance was down to a vegan diet, saying, quote, "I don't think it's veganism per se, because I know some larger vegans, so I wonder whether there is something else going on." Yeah, and I would add that it's interesting that she's been eating a fully plant-based diet, allegedly, for over a decade, and then all of a sudden within the last year or so, it's her vegan diet that's the problem. And I would just add that personally, I've been vegan for like 13 or 14 years, and I weigh 25 pounds more than when I was eating meat, and I'm way stronger. Not that I'm buff or anything, but I'm definitely not as lanky as I used to be. That's a win. And this is the point where this anonymous woman just starts throwing anything at the wall as well, whether it's that she might be a fitness junkie or that she could have even gotten her hands on some Ozempic. And it's like, come on, you're just making random claims.
But people are afraid to say that she might be a fitness junkie. Ozempic is now a word being loosely thrown around in Hollywood, and some fear that it might have gotten to Ariana during this painstaking project.
But if I had to take one guess, what has happened recently, what has changed, and it's that she has gotten her career dream role of being on Wicked and obviously worked her butt off to make that happen. And I would say that it's even possible that she continued eating exactly as she has been eating for years when she had an appearance that people said, oh, it was way healthier. Well, then through just an increased level of activity, maybe adding 500 or 600 extra calories of demand on her body, month after month could lead to a calorie deficit. And somebody who is her height, who is 5'1", can lose a small amount of weight and appear to be a lot skinnier. And even from a BMI perspective, you can be 105 and well within the normal range, lose just 10 pounds, then you're 95 and you're technically in the underweight category. Just interesting thing to note. And this is where she has been accused several times of having an eating disorder within this context, which I'm not here to comment or guess about what's going on with her, but I will just say that it's also being blamed on veganism, or I should just say on vegan diets. But we actually have data on this, and while it's mixed, it's mostly positive. For example, we have this 2017 study showing that vegans have lower eating disorder scores, and then we also have this more recent study finding that while vegans exhibited more cognitive restraint, which could be a metric of eating disorders, they believe that it was just in relation to them not eating animals, especially since those vegans actually had a better score in terms of self-perception and body perception. They had less body dissatisfaction than the meat eaters. So once again, people are trying to connect vegan diets and eating disorders when the data doesn't really support that. And so why are people trying to do this? Probably because it makes them feel a lot better about their own diet and habits. So in the end, I think like Ariana says, we don't know what people are going through. We don't know her story, and it's just wild to speculate that a vegan diet is the cause of anything in her life. And yeah, studies are showing that plant-based protein is legitimate for building muscle and becoming even a professional bodybuilder, as we've seen happen several times now. Yeah, I mean, a vegan just won Mr. Olympia Brazil late this year. Look at those muscles from plants. And probably some steroids. Again, I'm like 25 pounds or more heavier than I was when I last ate meat. And I have to say, there's just so much judgment going on here that I'm frankly not going to be surprised if she does decide to quit being vegan. She has just a ton of pressure, at least from the outside, that her vegan diet could be doing something to her, which could really get in your head. I've seen it happen before, so we'll just see how things go. And I hope she comes out on the other side of all this criticism, really healthy and strong and all that stuff. But yeah, let me know down below what you think about all this respectfully. And of course, feel free to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, check all those settings, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.